Hey, welcome back to day 5, I think it is, of Project Me. I'm a little bit sick and I was quite sick yesterday as well, so I didn't get to recording a video. So we'll just briefly touch on what I did over the weekend and then get into some things I want to talk about before moving back onto the daily reflection with the book and then gratitude as well. Maybe you can hear my voice, but hopefully I start getting better. I hope I'm over the worst of it. Although I'm not optimistic because when I get a stress cold like this, it usually goes up and down for about a period of 2 weeks until I'm fully recovered. But we'll see how we go. Um, right. So yeah, on Saturday I went paintballing in the morning. So I walked to the train station, met up with some friends, trained to right about where we needed to go. Got off, crossed the road, went to the paintball place. Had a great time. It was us, a small group of 9 people, and a larger group of maybe 15, I think, others. It was just the 2 groups of us, and so we split half and half, and they were mostly boys, and my group was mostly girls, so we obviously had to split up, plus I wanted to hit some of my friends, so that maybe was a factor in that. But no, we had an awesome time. I had paintball before, when I used to live in the States, and so I knew what it was like. Some of the others were really passive going into it, but I went full aggressive. I had such a blast, man. I only got hit 3 times, I think, in the 2 hours, and I hit a lot more people than maybe I should have. But maybe it's the American in me. I didn't say anything. Yeah. And then I went home. Shower has never been so nice after that. Man, I was just running around really hard. Like I do my 5K runs when I can, and man, that was a different kind of exercise. I'm still sore from that, you know. But yeah, just running around with a heavy gun. Obviously, and I wore lots of clothing as well just to be protected. I didn't know how big the ranges were going to be, or the fields rather. But yeah, just lots of hard work. I was sweating like crazy. The mask was fogging up and everything, but it was good. We did really well. Went home, had a shower, awesome. Then went out to the birthday party itself. That was alright. Yeah, we'll get into that in a minute. And after that, just went back home. And then on Sunday, I was just not having it, so I just kind of chilled. I did some work for university. It's due on Wednesday. Got that out of the way. Then I just enjoyed the rest of the day, I think. And then today it's just been working. I got a lot of stuff done. So sorted out my schedule for the week. Did some readings for one of my classes. Or did readings for 3 of my classes. Watched a lecture that my lecturer posted online last Thursday, so did that. So got heaps done today. I still have a little bit more I want to do. I'm just recording this video, then I'll head out, buy some groceries, come back and finish up the rest of the work before chilling out for the night. Might go out for dinner with some friends who have one of their tests today, and hopefully they're feeling well enough to go celebrate afterwards that it's done. We'll see how that goes. And it's a really difficult test, so I'm not too optimistic. Hopefully they do well though. Really hoping for them. But anyways, yeah, so in terms of reflecting on the last few days, in the last video we talked about, talking to my flatmate about something that bothered me and having a conversation around that. I still haven't done that, and I really need to do that. Part of it has been a bit of procrastination. I'm not great at communicating things I think people might take offense at, so I do need to get better at that, and this will be the first step. And it's no excuse, but I would like to say that I don't think she was having a great time last week, particularly the second half of the week. So I think putting it off might have been a better move, just in general, but I don't want to make excuses, and that's obviously just what I'm thinking. But that said, I do need to go talk to her, maybe tomorrow when hopefully if my voice gets better. So there's that out of the way. The second thing I wanted to talk about was, just want to reflect on something actually. So at the party on Saturday, I was just with a close group of friends of mine, and we were talking about somehow my love life came into the picture, and we're talking about that. I'm a pretty closed book when it comes to my personal life. Like, my friends don't actually know much about what I do. I don't tell them on purpose, to be fair. So they're always surprised when I do say something. But they were trying to set me up with someone else, saying, "No, I'm not having it. I still need to process and get over some things." And their eyes lit up. They were like, "Who? Who?" And I'd obviously had quite a few drinks at that point. Normally, I still was very cautious, but I was probably not as cautious as obviously I would have been had I been sober. I'm a very cautious drunk. When I get drunk, I'm very gregarious. Like, I'm not gregarious, that's the wrong word. I'm very outgoing and extroverted. But I'm also very cautious of what I say. I'm never one to just blurt out anything, whatever. I take a lot of care in choosing my words when I'm drunk. But that said, I indulged the curiosity of my friends probably a little bit too much. It was just 2 or 3 of them, whatever. But still said some things I might not have otherwise said. Which is not altogether bad, but I think if I had been sober, I could have put the situation a little bit more to my advantage. We'll just leave it at that. And the point I was trying to drive at with bringing this up was, God, it slipped my mind. I was thinking about it earlier today, and I'd come across a video on Instagram. It's hard to describe. It's just one of those creators, I suppose, and he's sitting there and someone's asking him questions, and it's obviously a piece, it's made for the content. It's not something random or some interview or anything. It's just like an audio and him answering questions. It was just about being single. It's like, do you want a relationship? No. Are you happy being single? No. Things like that. That was the premise of it. And I was thinking, oh yeah, what if that principle kind of applies to me? I find myself very isolated and very lonely. But do I want a relationship? No. But then I went back a step again and I was like, okay, well, I feel lonely. Partly because I feel lonely, I feel inadequate. Partly because I feel inadequate, everything else that I do flows from that fear of inadequacy. So I was just reflecting on that a little bit. I just wanted to put my thoughts out there on that. I never really followed through with that line of thought. I thought it could be quite self-destructive, so I cut it short and got on with some work. Here I am now. Yeah, it's tricky. I don't want to make this video drag on for too long. But that said, the girl I'm trying to get over right now, it's been 6 months. Like, we were never even really a thing, but we are in the same friend group. And there was some questionable stuff that made me think, but I'm not going to go into it right now. Maybe another time. It's just, my issue is that I can't move on for whatever reason. I was very good for a long time about not thinking about it, but since coming back to university, and of course we're in the same friend group, I keep seeing her. And maybe it's my imagination, my mind playing tricks on me, I don't know, but every time, we're together, like at paintball on Saturday, she wasn't at the party, but at paintball, I feel like I kept seeing her look at me, and it wasn't just then, it's throughout the last couple of social events we've attended, and I'm just not sure what's going on. So I'm very good about not looking at her, at least not thinking I'm caught looking at her. But it's crazy. We avoid each other like the plague sometimes. Like, it's gotten better the last few times. We've spoken a little bit, just small talk, of course, but nothing major or anything. Still a little bit awkward, but she won't. It's not. I say that like it's her, something she can control. I can't get her to leave my mind. That's probably a better way of phrasing it. I can't stop thinking about it. Here we go. It's even better. Even though she doesn't dominate my life in any way, but she is the first person that made me feel something. So maybe 3 crushes in my life. She was the third one, and then from there it kind of just blossomed. Horrible word, but anyways, I just wanted to put that out there. I'm having a lot of trouble moving on from that. Let's get on to self-reflection. Oh, actually, while I'm here, I need to get back into the zone when it comes to studying. Even today, I mean, I was really good for most of it. But that said, I was on my phone scrolling on Instagram for longer than I should have been. We'll leave it at that. It wasn't long by any means. You know, it wasn't like a doom scroll. Or like, I think that's what they call it. You know, for like doing it for a long, long time. But maybe it was just maybe 30 minutes at the most. I'm not too sure how long, but it wasn't a significant amount, but it was enough to put me off track a little bit. So I just need to get better at that and recognizing that I am scrolling and I need to get back on track. Yep, anyways, let's get on to the Daily Self-Reflection with Ryan Holiday in this beautiful book. Today is April 23rd, I think. 24th? I can't remember. We'll just do April 23rd anyways. Oh, it's 22nd, my bad. Okay. The marks of a rational person. And this is a quote by Marcus Aurelius. These are the characteristics of the rational soul: self-awareness, self-examination, and self-determination. It reaps its own harvest. It succeeds in its own purpose. Well, isn't that relevant to this project? This project, I suppose, going back to the fundamentals, is all about promoting my own self-awareness and what I'm feeling. Today I'm feeling let down by myself. Firstly, for not going to classes because I'm sick. Nothing I can really do there, so I need to find a way to let go of that. Secondly, for scrolling more than I should have. Thirdly, for, this is really quite personal, but thirdly for, I don't know if I want to say it. Thirdly, for watching porn recently. Not proud of that. And fourthly, for not being able to get this girl out of my mind. Not that 3 and 4 are associated in any way, but yeah, just the 4 things that have been weighing on me today. Not to say it's really taken a toll, but I feel like if I'm left with my thoughts and I'm not aware of the path that they're going down, then that could be quite dangerous. I don't want to have another bad stint, which is what prompted this whole series to begin with. But anyways, let's get on to Ryan Holiday's analysis. To be rational today, we have to do just 3 things. First, we must look inward. Next, we must examine ourselves critically. Finally, we must make our own decisions, uninhibited by biases or popular notions. Yep, quite true. I suppose this series is about looking inward and critically analysing, so the first 2 factors are what he says, and the third one is making decisions based off of that. So I suppose, based on what we talked about today, the next logical step would be taking that leap, taking that decision to go talk to my flatmate, taking that decision to limit myself on Instagram, a very conscious decision that will have to be in the cusp of the moment. And that means recognizing that I'm in that place where I need to move on from that and letting go of that boredom, I suppose, that comes with scrolling. Like, you have nothing better to do. The truth is, I always have something better to do than scrolling on Instagram. For the third point, making the conscious decision that maybe just engaging myself in conversation and asking, why do I want that release, that temporary release? It serves me no objective good. So why do it? And fourthly, I don't know what the decision is there, because I've been really wrestling this for quite a long time. I'm not sure how I can go about moving forward. I once saw a quote by Alex Hormozy, who's very famous, really, really cool guy with heaps of wisdom. But he said, actually I've got it written down on a sticky note right here. Do what you are most afraid of, because it's usually the thing you need most. And what would you do if you didn't think you'd fail? Two sort of questions to kind of guide that. And I suppose in terms of that last one with that girl, and this is a really tricky situation, and maybe we'll get into it tomorrow, if tomorrow's just a normal day. But I think I need to talk to her. I think I do. And we'll get into why that there might be a but yeah, tomorrow. Anyways, hopefully I get better, but in any case, I will see you all tomorrow for a video, unless I lose my voice, which hopefully won't happen. But yeah, take care, thank you for watching, I'll see you tomorrow, Ben. Cheers.